Warning. What you are about to see and hear is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed on the show are our opinions and do not reflect the views of BTW21 or its staff. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel and Chad.
God is looking for someone real. People are looking for something real. Just be real. We're your host, Daniel Lewis, Brother Chad Hudson.
Hello.
Be Real Podcast. Here we are once again, and we have another first.
Halloween.
Yes.
Or it's 2
Doggy.
days after Halloween.
We got Halloweeny.
Halloweeny.
Yeah.
Come here.
Because we got Miss Heidi with us. Got Mr. Todd Reed of Reed's Grocery and also Heidi. And if you go out there to Reed's Grocery, you'll see her too. She's been a staple of Reed's Grocery for a while now.
Yeah, about 3 years.
About 3 years, yeah. Really? 3 years? Man, time goes by quick.
She's got more customers coming in.
Yeah,
than I do.
right. I believe it.
And they spoil her rotten.
Well, Todd, we greatly appreciate you coming out here. We know that you run Reed's Grocery in Spencer, Virginia.
Now, Reed's Grocery is right up 58, right? Correct? On the left-hand side?
Yeah, in the Spencer community.
Right near the airport, right below Spencer Penn Airport and the post office.
Where everything's going on. Everything's happening.
That's
right at the courthouse.
That's downtown Spencer.
Downtown. It's all happening.
Yes.
It's downtown Spencer.
My dad was always the mayor.
Really?
Or a few others that thought they were.
Now, that used to be Old Will Market, right? Across the street?
Right across the street.
Right across the street.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I learned a lot from that old man right there.
Really?
Bill Jeff Nelson.
Yeah. I don't know anybody.
Yeah, he liked me because when I was a kid, he sold the most hot dogs.
Really?
And I was a hot dog connoisseur, so
I am too.
I always. I lived on South Side growing up, so I mean, you had Snow Sandwich Shop, and then you had Air Sandwich Shop, and DNA Cafe.
Oh yeah.
And man, they had the best hot dogs in the world, I thought.
Right. That homemade chili, something about their chili. It's kind of, it was a secret for a while, but I think they published it in the Martinsville Bulletin there at one time, but still nobody's made it like they did.
Yeah, there's a method of making chili.
Well,
You can look at a recipe and
try to copy
it'll be
it, but
different, but it's a method of fixing chili. But
Right.
Bill Jeff Nelson taught me how to make his chili, and
Really?
I still make it, incorporated in my hot dogs. And
So you got hot dogs and stuff
I
out
got
there?
hot dogs. If I don't have anything, I got hot dogs.
Man, we got to stop there for some hot dogs.
Jesse Jones Weenie.
Yeah.
That's a good Southern hot dog.
It is, man.
So you have the convenience store, and then
The grill.
and on the other side of it's the grill.
Yeah, and then on the other side of that is the car business, and
that's what I
but
wanted to get into.
I
I've
don't have
seen
many
cars.
cars. I don't have that many cars right now because they're kind of out of the market.
Yeah. It's happened.
My low end cars went high end.
Well, I think we're going out. I think we're going out of the used cars because they run until they don't, and then it's just as expensive to fix it than it is to buy another one.
Brand new one, yeah.
So the shade tree mechanics gone away. I think the used car lots are starting to go, dwindle away. Just
Right.
But,
You can't work on this new junk. It's all plastic and everything's hid under the plastic.
now, do you have apartments or?
Yeah, I've got apartments up above.
Up
and
above.
Then, I've got a house right behind it, and
See, to me, that when my family come down here from Connecticut to Virginia, I always loved those places. They got a convenience store, they got a grill, They got a garage up top, or they got the apartments up top. They're making money each and every way they can.
Right.
I don't know about that. Okay, well, it looks like they're making money each way they can. But
you gotta do what you can.
I always enjoyed looking at places like that. She is just
Hey, Heidi.
No. Heidi's on TV. Look at you, girl.
She is. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't know how she feels about El Salvadorians.
That dark meat. She likes it. She likes that dark meat.
No, she loves everybody.
So now, you mentioned your father. Is he who started the convenience store? Where
Yeah,
you're
well,
at?
he was born and raised in Spencer, and right there at the airport.
Really? Yeah.
And so,
Hogwalla.
yeah, on the other side of the
I
airport.
don't know.
Yeah. Down there near El Salvador, Venezuela.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but he started that many moons ago in like 1976. We've been at
wow.
that store since 1976.
Really?
Now, when I was younger, probably 90s, early 2000s, I saw a sign that said Daytona on it.
Uh-huh.
And then later on in life, I saw that the A was removed or something. Was
There's something behind
was
that.
that a copyright
No,
issue? Or
yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Really?
was.
Huh.
Man wanted to charge me for the copyright, and our oil company did. And I said, well, I just don't think that you own the copyright to that. I
Right.
think NASCAR owns Daytona
Yeah.
with the checkered flags.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I told him a few things, and he got back in his car and left.
yeah. and usually that's what it takes.
And I was on a high
stand
that
up.
day. I was on a high that day because I had just received my new 1965 Corvette.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
The guy just finished it. And then I pulled right in the driveway, and this guy's waiting on me. He said, that's our copyright. That's our sign.
Ain't that crazy? In Spencer, Virginia.
I went from here to there.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
it's
But,
in Spencer,
Then-
Virginia.
Then you're thinking you're going to have to rename the gas, rename the
no,
store,
because
the
I'd already
sign.
paid him for the signage and the pumps and all the paraphernalia that
Yeah, it goes with it.
I paid him 10 times more than it was worth.
Wow.
And so I wasn't going to let him, I said, I'll fix that. I'll take care of that. I just got me a ladder, and we got up there and
Ripped
put
the
something
A.
over the A out.
Yeah, it took
Dayton.
some of the-
Dayton.
That's
Dayton
what it's called.
gas.
Dayton
Yeah.
gas coming and get it.
I'll be darned.
But when Lock Boyce was alive, we'd go on farm calls, and we would stop in. He'd get a Diet Dr. Pepper,
Yeah.
and we'd head on down the road. And he would tell stories about, he'd meet a lot of NASCAR back in the day, a lot of NASCAR guys that would come in, fly in at our little airport up there, and then stop there for, get a hot dog or a beer or a soda pop.
Well,
or
see, he
whatever.
was very good friends with my father, which my dad never met a stranger.
Yeah.
And Locke was such a good friend over the years. He was like family.
Right.
We had a German Shepherd before Heidi,
Oh,
Hootie, and
Heidi's running around the studio here.
where is Heidi?
making friends.
No, she's laying down.
Oh,
She's laying down. I had enough of this.
We got a chair for you, Heidi.
But she did make an entrance. I did see her head here
Yeah,
at
she's
the top
good.
of the table.
She's good. She can do what she wants.
But yeah,
But Locke would come by every year and give Hootie his vaccination.
his
Really?
rabies vaccine.
Yeah.
Keep it up
Wow.
with rabies, I'm sure.
I remember you told me you went and visited him. You was even on his show, right? Here on BTW.
I should have bought Locke's bio on Hootie. He wrote when Hootie died.
Really?
He wrote a piece in the paper.
Really?
be great.
Wow.
It's in my
That would be
store right now.
Oh, man.
And
Yeah.
he's such a good writer.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. He wrote for years for the Enterprise.
And see, my dad drove a rollback, sometimes when we had to go pick up cars.
Yeah.
And he put in that script that, Hootie would always be in the median, and when his ears popped up, you'd always see Charlie with that cowboy hat coming down the road and that rollback at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
He put a lot. He was very good. You gotta read it.
Yeah, I have to know
It is so.
Well,
good.
next time we stop in there, which is usually
He was a little bit of everything, wasn't he? He was
absolutely.
Played in a
gosh.
band.
Right. Community activist.
Was it Justice?
Veterinarian.
Was
Just
it Justice
Us.
band?
Just Us band.
Right there at the old Hong Kong.
Yeah.
You know, in the back when it was in the
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah, he loved it.
And-
oh,
and-
God, that was his favorite
And
thing.
then I just didn't like it when he drove by and come on here and look what I got in a Jeep. And then the rattlers, you know.
Rattlesnake. Copperhead.
Buckets full of rattlesnakes.
Right.
Yeah.
He's carrying on the tradition, not only of veterinary services at Boys Island, but he's the rattlesnake wildlife man right here. He's had several rattles and copperheads and stuff, and I'm like, I'm good.
Well,
I'm good, but-
I had an interest, you know, at a
Right.
very young age of those reptiles, and then it just happened, you know, by the grace of God, that I found a person that was willing to hire me and to pay me to do the things that I like doing.
love to do, yeah.
You know,
Animals.
so that was just it was a
Right.
great combination. But like I said, he always talked about you know, the NASCAR people that would come in through there. You know, I don't know if that was just the first stop right out of the airport, or you know,
Pretty much.
or it's just where you go. You know, you're familiar with. And I think y'all's gas station there, y'all convenience store, was that spot for those guys.
Yeah, and he took a lot of. I mean, he went to a lot of farms and stuff, and
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
provided vaccinations.
Oh,
for
yeah.
people.
He was a farm guy.
Girlfriend.
Do they still? I'm sure they have people still do that, don't they?
Yeah, they got you got 3 vets now.
Well, we have 3 vets. What we do have, we don't have that farm help that we had. You know, with cows, horses, it takes some
That's kind of
muscle.
old vet in
You know, it takes
itself.
some old muscle, and I'm sorry, but some of these vets that they're giving diplomas to, they don't have that instinct to protect themselves like Locke did. You know, when you get
Oh, he knew it, didn't he?
when that cow was about to kick, you know, by experience, you knew to get the heck out of the way, and it's a dangerous work. I think a lot of the vets that are graduating nowadays will like the cats and the kittens and the cute little fuzzy things, but that's not reality.
One thing about Boyce, he was in the business so long that he's seen a lot of things. It's like being a mechanic or anything else,
Right.
And
Years of it.
he had foresight to see ahead of what needed to be done
Right.
to that animal or
And just the experience.
And
I mean, he was
seen
out of
that.
Winston.
Right.
He did veterinary services. Well, he graduated out of Georgia, and then he went on to San Diego, and then ended up in Africa. You know, doing.
right.
I mean, just all over the place.
It's the experience, you know, putting in the time and putting in, you know, that really makes a difference.
Right.
When animals would come into the clinic, you know, 2 or 3 steps into the door, and he knew what was wrong with that dog.
right. That's what I'm speaking of.
You know, just by
Yes.
that experience. You know, now we have some doctors that it takes blood work, it takes X-rays,
Right,
it takes.
right. They have to rely on other
they gotta
things
rely-
besides
Just
intuition.
Right,
and their knowledge.
right.
So yeah, that was. I'm grateful that we have that in common. That we both knew the man. Well, all 3 of us knew the man, and you know, you talk about your father. I'm sure that he was the same way on the things that he was knowledgeable about.
Now, you told me a story because one of the things. You can go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, what I was going to say was when I was a small guy wanting to help out, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that,
yeah,
you know, and he put me to doing it.
Right.
And I said, well, I don't know how to do that. He said, well, if you keep doing it repetitively,
You'll do
he
it.
said, you'll know how to do it.
Right.
Keep doing it. Keep doing
Right.
it over and over and over again. So all these people out here that don't know how to do something,
Just do it.
just put your
Just do
hands
it.
on it and attempt it.
And keep doing that.
Man, just
Now,
do it.
I'm seeing that with one of Locke's sons. Cody Stevens is my partner at Boys Holland.
Right.
And he took in the responsibility that a lot of young people wouldn't have. He gave up a lot of money and access to money and land to operate Boys Holland.
Farm and everything.
And farm and everything
To
to
keep
work with
Boys
me.
Holland going.
Well, for the first year or so, you wouldn't see him too much. I'm like, Cody, you got to get out here. And his explanation was, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, to know what you're doing, you put your hands on and you get out.
Get in it.
Now he's learning, he's listening to me, and thankful he's listening to me. He's getting his hands dirty.
Right.
And he's being there every day, and he's learning that's what it takes.
Right.
You're not going to know everything the first day, and no one expects that.
No.
You know, he got in a position where I think that people expected him to know everything that Locke knew.
Because his father was
Because
locked,
his
yeah.
father was
Right.
Locke. Oh, so why don't you know this? And that's, you know, that's
But look how many
Huge,
years of
huge to
experience
fill.
Locke had.
Golly,
What was it?
right,
right.
40,
Oh, yeah.
oh,
50?
Easy.
absolutely.
Yeah.
40, 50 years.
Yeah.
And so now that he
Mid-70s all the way up.
Now that he listened to what I had to say, which I learned from his father, which I was like, hey, you got to just show up. He's starting to realize that. And I think that's what a lot of young people need to know
Right.
is that no one expects you to know it the first day. So don't put
Right.
that pressure on yourself. Get in there, put your hands in there, get
Right.
your hands dirty.
Yeah.
And
Jasper's doing that too.
And Jasper's up
man, he's
there.
going to
Yeah.
Radford. He's really
Absolutely.
digging in, wanting to be the book smart of it, which he's got, and
but
he's
but
ready
that's
to go.
one I didn't have to kind of nudge.
He
That
was,
one-
he was ready to go.
just he
Yeah,
came
he
out
was-
ready.
Yeah,
So,
he
but
came out.
You know, a professor I had in Elon College way back in 80.
Oh, you only got to age yourself, brother. We're all old here.
Way back in '88.
But he put up on the board, he put skilled worker.
Yep.
This has been 35,
Yeah, I was
40
gonna
years
say,
ago.
it's been about
Skilled worker
35.
/ college degree. And back then, guess what won out? Skilled worker.
Really?
Yeah. And it's more so today
Right.
because,
Got to have it.
I mean, you need, they're just needing, skilled workers and everything.
Got to have the skilled worker. Got to have somebody with experience. We just saw a tree fall today beside my house. We thought it was going to fall on the house.
Well, we were looking. They cut down a few. I can't remember the name of the company. It would be nice. I'd promote them because they were working.
Cosmo,
They were
Tree
working.
Works or something. Cosmo. I don't know.
And they came in and they knocked down a maple. And I was like, wow, that was pretty impressive. They cleaned it up. They had a wood chipper out there. Next thing you know, they're cutting down this, or they make this cut on this oak tree. This oak tree is this big around. And I say, oh, they just messed up. They just messed up.
This
big
gonna
time.
land on the house.
It's going to go on the house. So we set up our phones. We're getting ready to record this demolition.
It's YouTube viral.
And
so it will go viral.
and it will go viral, right? And this guy put in a cut that made that tree just fall exactly where it needed to
Where
be.
he wanted it to go.
Where he wanted it to go, where everyone,
One rope holding it.
Where his insurance wanted to
where
go.
his insurance wanted to go, opposite of where I wanted it to go, because I wanted. No, I'm just joking. I wouldn't do that. But and that came with experience. Just that came with hands-on
Doing it.
doing it. I'm sure at some point in that young man's life, someone handed him a chainsaw, and he was sitting
There
there
you
going,
go.
Oh,
How you
shit.
start?
What do I do? How do I start it?
How
What
do
do
you
I
start this damn thing, man?
Yeah, but you know what? If I think about it, the biggest bluff in my life, I bluffed a job
Well,
that I spent 20 years at.
really?
I bluffed it
Oh.
because I knew nothing about the car. I knew nothing about
How'd he moving the table
the
around?
franchise dealership
Right.
selling cars,
Oh, yeah.
new cars. It was so completely different from being an independent dealer.
Right.
And I went in there and I called the guy got me the job. He said, keep calling him. It was Mr. Barber Chevrolet.
Oh, yeah.
In Madison,
Oh.
North Carolina, the big
Yeah.
flag.
Uh-huh.
And matter of fact, I did all their advertising
that
for them
flag's
for
called
14
something.
years after that.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's the 90s or
Yeah.
2000s?
It was 94 all the way up to 213.
Oh, wow.
93 all the way up to 213.
Yeah. Wow.
And but I bluffed them guys because but guess what? I was making $60,000 a year. That was a big bluff, wasn't it?
Hey,
You learned it.
I
Did you know
bluffed
what?
too.
Learned it.
What you got to do is with people, you got to be a people person.
Yes. Yeah.
And you've got to.
And they'll see that.
My dad told me a long time ago, you got to be able to communicate with people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Some people are not communicators.
No, they're not. No, I believe it.
And you've got to be able to do that for them to like you. If they don't like you, they're not going to buy a car from you.
Right. Right.
You know, and
they're going to buy nothing from you.
I wanted them to like me so much.
Right. Well, that bluff. You know, you use the word bluff, and a lot of people use, you know, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
So, you know, somewhere in the, but there's an understanding of that if you believe in yourself. If you believe that you can do that.
Look how many people achieve stuff just by saying, you know,
I believe I can do it.
I believe I can do it.
Right.
And being a real person, being real.
Right.
And
now,
just, you know, hey, give me the chance. I'll show you what I can do.
Now you might,
even though I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
You might be bluffing, saying you know what you're doing.
Right.
But you have the capability of knowing what you're doing.
Right.
And there she is.
And it doesn't hurt to know a lot of people.
Yes.
Have a lot of friends.
Oh man, that don't hurt at all.
And
ain't that the truth?
But
I love
and being an animal lover as I am.
Yeah, me too, brother.
And a lot of my customers coming in the store really didn't take a good liking to Heidi here.
I loved it
I'm
first
sure
time
German
I saw her.
Shepherds get a bad rap.
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
But she is completely different. She is so lovable.
She is lovable.
She loves little kids. She
Right.
would run little kids down the aisle.
Yeah.
You know, and once they get to know her, and you see how she's a very proper lady.
Right.
She crosses her legs.
That's great. That's great.
I've loved her ever since I met her. Yeah.
She is but
she's
she's going to meet and greet.
Yeah.
She's going to meet and greet everybody that comes through that door, including, all right, the ABC guy.
No. We were there the last time the ABC guy was there, and he was trying to give you a hard time over a bottle of collector's item.
Richard
Petty's collector's item liquor.
43 liquor that was
we were there.
It was just, up on the shelf.
He's over there writing tickets. Yeah. Would you believe this?
Crazy.
Sir, you don't have a liquor license. I said, well, I don't sell liquor.
Yeah. Right.
But you had it. Yeah, I guess you had it. So you got rid of it. You followed.
Yeah. Whatever they say, I'll do.
Yeah.
That's
what we
what
do.
you gotta do.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, you got to do what you gotta
So us three sat there and drank the bottle. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. That bottle was
Not
just
so much
big.
collector anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't make but so many.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
That's amazing.
I bet.
So I do like the store where you go in and you have a lot of collectibles up on the top shelf there. A lot of NASCAR stuff, a lot of old timey.
Yeah, I've got some neat
some
stuff
Andrew.
that I've collected over the years, and
Yeah. And that's something I want to. I guess we'll delve. I got the finger.
nostalgic.
Yeah, the nostalgia. I got the finger, so we're going to end it just right here. But the second half, I definitely want to get in. One of the main one of the reasons I wanted to get you on here is you've been a good friend to me for a long time now. But the second, you got some stories. I mean, you're not just a NASCAR fan. You've been in the world of NASCAR, and these stories have amazed me. And I was like, we got to get the guy on the show. We got to get the guy on the show.
I bluffed you again.
There's
didn't I?
you bluffed, apparently he bluffed me. Yeah, I'm not buying a Camaro. It broke down over the weekend. Pace car or something. It broke
Isn't that
down.
wild? You know what they concluded on that?
What is it?
They concluded that the tire rubber coming off
What?
the cars, because the temperature was hot,
Right.
there.
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah, it was hot here.
It took
Here.
and shortened out the fuel pump. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a real good one. If my fuel pump shorts out because of some tire
Because
rubber,
they
we
didn't
got-
put gas in it.
Right.
But
They didn't
talk
put gas
that's
in
what
it.
it was.
That's the first for me. I mean, really. Having the
We'll talk more about racing coming up right after this.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. God is looking for someone real. People are looking for something real. Just be real. Welcome to the Be Real Podcast, the podcast with your host, Daniel Lewis, and host Chad Hudson.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. God is looking for someone real. People are looking for something real. Just be real. We're your hosts, Daniel Lewis, Brother Chad Hudson.
Hello.
God is looking for someone real. People are looking for something real. Just be real. Here we are with another Be Real podcast with your host, Daniel Lewis, Brother Chad Hudson.
Hello.
Yes. God is looking for someone real. People are looking for something real. Just be real. We're your hosts, Daniel Lewis, Brother Chad Hudson.
Hello.
I've been trying hard to do this, and I've always wanted to do this since I've started watching the show.
We've warned you out here.
Hello.
Brother. We love you.
He did.
God is looking for something real. People are looking for something real. Somebody real. They're looking just for anything
Just for
real.
realness.
Realness.
Who are you?
We are your host, Daniel Lewis, Brother Chad Hudson.
Hello. That's
Yes.
me.
God is looking for someone real. People are looking for something real. Just be real. Here we are once again, your host, Daniel Lewis, Brother Chad Hudson.
Hello.
God is looking for someone real. People are looking for something real. Just be real. Here we are. We're your host, Daniel Lewis, Brother Chad Hudson.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Here we are.
We have no
Oh, you
guests.
talking about seeing them?
No, I don't see them. They see me. I don't see them.
I don't see them
I
either.
don't see them, but they're there.
Try
Hello. No, you can't see them through there.
to see them through
We
there.
could try these both on
Maybe if I got a
bifocals.
little closer. Yes, bifocals.
Yeah.
God is looking for someone real. People are looking for something real. Thank you for joining us. Just be real. We are your hosts, Daniel Lewis, Brother Chad Hudson.
Hello.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Daniel and Chad.
Yeah. The man himself.
That's it.
Hey, y'all be real and come on back.
And we're back. We are with Brother Todd Reed. He's joining us out here from Reed's Grocery, and also Miss Heidi with the first animal pet. I don't even want to call her that. She's Miss Heidi. That's who she is.
She's smarter than some of my friends.
Amen. Yeah. I got a lot of dog friends, and they're way smarter than most humans that I know.
Very smart.
And so we're good. We're glad to have her on here too. She's the first one. She hasn't sat in a chair yet, but she's sniffing. She's wanting to know what's going on.
And you know, her deal with the store is, I mean, you know, she works, you know, at the store
works
every
like
day.
you.
She gets me up every morning. I promise you, she'll take that nose and just smack me right in the face. Get up, time to go, time to go.
I got one like that.
And so, you know, she works the door every day and meets and greets every customer.
She does.
I put her on the payroll and give her some money.
She's on the
Run
payroll.
around too.
Yeah,
I'm sure she
well,
eats
she's
good.
She's already on the payroll. It's called treats. But she is so desperate to get a treat. She knows certain customers will come in, and most of them will bring her a treat. With them.
Yeah, ain't
But
that them?
it's one particular customer came in one day, and he was standing at the counter, and she's looking up at him like she usually does, and goes, and he says, "If you want one, get one." Talking about a treat.
Yeah.
And so she goes up there and knocks one of her paws, knocks one of the whole Slim Jim box off on the floor. What more communication do you need?
Right.
And he says, I can't communicate with my wife better than that.
Most of them like, what you want to eat? I don't know. Whatever you want to do. But she knew what she wanted.
Yeah, and when she wants something, she gets it. Just like a
Right.
woman.
Yeah.
And I
That's
love
what she
that.
is.
You know, we talk about nostalgia, the first half of the show, and you know, I've been into stores where somebody's had a pig out front. I've been into stores where somebody had a turkey out front.
Yeah.
And
Down in Madison, Madison had a pig for a long time
Right. Yeah.
in that store down there in
right
town.
and that stuff that makes me feel like I'm at home.
Yeah.
That makes me feel very comfortable walking into a store. When I walk into your store and she's there and you're petting her,
Right.
you just feel like you're going to a friend's house. And I think that's what we're missing in this world is that
Yeah.
communication like that, and
Right.
that friendship.
And just bring your friend to work.
Bring your friend to work.
Bring your dog to
they're
work,
baby.
yeah.
Right.
Right. They're your baby. I mean, they're your family. As far as I'm concerned, I would take mine. Now, well, mine goes everywhere I go, but they can't come to my work. But I would definitely. I love
I
them.
remember the guy that stole, they Narcaned him back, and he stole the ambulance. You remember that?
Oh God, yeah. Over on Canada.
You remember it was like
Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard all over again. You know, he was chasing the ambulance.
Just a good old boy.
But anyway, he came in my store 2 or 3 weeks before that.
Really?
Yeah, he pumped some gas and he didn't have the money to pay for it. And I just gotten Heidi, and he was on something, you know,
Yeah.
some good stuff, but anyway, bad stuff. But anyway, he was looking up at the sky, going, you know, doing all this crap, you know, that they do, you know.
Oh yeah.
And
Tweaking.
and so I said, let me tell you something, man. I didn't give you one chance after another. I said, don't come back in here anymore if you ain't got any money to pay for your gas.
Right.
And so he went to his car and he brought like a whole handful of pennies, about 100 pennies in his hand. And so I told Heidi, my first command, I said, Heidi, if he comes back through that door, eat his up.
Or you could say, eat his ass.
Eat his ass up.
Right.
And guess what she done? It's just like I was talking to you.
Right.
Tear his ass up.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to eat the door off the hinges.
Dang.
And he went running, man, back to his car. And I've never seen him since.
That's good.
Then saw him
I'm
on the
sure he's
news
got
2
a,
weeks later.
You know, a bed and
Oh yeah, he's getting
know,
3 meals a day,
free.
free. Well, 3 free meals a day.
Yeah, he's being
Paid for.
well taken care of now.
Yeah, he's good now.
But,
He don't need no gas.
But you
now.
know what? When I needed her,
right?
at least you know.
Amen.
They don't rob
They got your
banks
back.
anymore. They rob convenience stores,
Right.
unfortunately.
Right. They got your back. I mean,
Right. They had
They will come scope that out and they see, you know, her running around.
oh man, I'm good. Yeah. Heidi's either your best friend or your worst enemy. And
She can be, yeah.
She can be. Yeah.
But she's sweet as she can be.
oh,
I
she
promise
is,
you.
man. Yeah, I
But,
love her.
You know what I really like to do with her? I really, really, because she can, you know, dogs can smell 100 times.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
over
And they can
human.
tell people too.
I
I've
want to
noticed they
train
tell
her to sniff cancer because I seen this
Oh,
little old
man,
lady
really?
on TV on Dr. Oz one morning. And this little old lady had a German Shepherd sitting beside of her. And that German Shepherd, she said, saved her life 3 times from
Wow.
cancer.
Wow.
Because your only survival of cancer is early detection.
Right. Amen. Yep.
And I want to find someone or some institution somewhere that will train her because she's so smart.
She's
and I
super
would
smart.
be, you know,
Right.
doing her injustice if I didn't.
Well,
do that.
we have intelligence of ourselves and what we believe is intelligence of animals. But then there's intelligence that we don't even know about.
Right.
We had a doctor that worked for us for a few years, for a few months last year, and her dog let her know when she needed her medicine or she was going to go into a seizure.
Wow.
Oh, they're doing that as we speak.
Ain't that something?
This
Yeah,
dog.
they alert them before they go into that, you know,
Man, that blows my mind.
seizure mode. Even children, and they'll go alert their parents
Right.
in the next
Yeah.
bed and
Yeah.
say, "Hey, she's getting ready to have a seizure," and
Right.
so
That
they
blows
give her a
my
medicine, and then it avoids that.
Man.
That is just wild. The dog
That
would
blows
lay
my
there.
mind, man.
The dog would lay there. You know, dogs and cats are coming in the room back and forth all day long, and then you see the dog just stand up and look at her,
Yeah.
and she
that's
knew she had to
unbelievable.
take her medicine,
Right.
or she was about to go out. She
Well,
was about to have
the
a
Bible,
seizure,
you know, the Bible says we entertain angels unaware. And I mean, I know that dogs are angels because they have helped so many people. People always picture angels with the wings and it's a woman or whatever. You know, you got these little things and grandma's got them hanging up on there. But these things love unconditionally.
Yeah,
What other thing on earth loves unconditionally and gives you peace? I mean, scientifically, they know,
That's
like you
why
just said, but they lower your blood pressure. I mean, just being around with them, and they look forward to you coming home.
lot
and look
of
forward to you.
you know, healthcare places, homes,
Right.
They have
therapy dogs.
therapy dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
therapy
You know,
cats
I
too,
heard-
but they
I
got
heard-
therapy dogs.
I heard something. Go lock your wife in the trunk and let her out in
Lord.
2 hours, and then go let a dog out in the trunk and let him out in 2 hours, and see who's happy to see you.
Yeah.
You know, the dog's like, yeah, buddy, there you go.
I'm in the doghouse now.
yeah, I'm in the doghouse now with my
But that
best
would be
friend.
interesting. Yes, they can. They can smell cancer. They could smell.
That's
you know,
amazing
what
to
we're
me,
going
man.
through.
Unbelievable.
It's
I just want
amazing.
to, get
Right.
a train to do that.
Yeah.
And then somebody, they could come by the store and say, you know what, I'm high risk for cancer. I want your dog to check me out. And
Right.
Because, most insurances don't pay for MRIs.
No.
They
Ain't that something?
it's unfortunate that, they can't test you ahead of time to prevent all this chemo and all its
Everything.
stages of cancer.
Right. Well, they're making money.
That's
Money, money,
that's
money,
it. That's what
money,
it is.
money,
That's
money.
It's all about money now.
But a different subject. One of the reasons I went, I love what we're talking about. Hell, it might be a different show when you come out and we'll talk about it. Racing. I'm not much into it. My brother here is. He's also a race car driver. But you, and a lot of the stories you've told me, one of the first people, youngest, I would say, pit crew members. Can you tell us that story? There's like 1976?
77.
77.
Well, see, back then, racing
Was racing.
And they were real people.
Stock car.
Now
The
we
stock
put them
car.
as these, superstars that are
Yes.
unapproachable, untouchable. But back in the day,
You
they were
can
real
thank
people.
you can thank Jeff Gordon for that because
Amen.
he
Amen.
commercialized the white collar
Right.
fans and corporate America into NASCAR
Really?
when it wasn't cool.
Right.
No, good old boy redneck sport.
Right.
Back when I was 12, 13, 14 years old, my dad was a crew member for Junior Johnson.
Nice.
And so I got to meet a lot of, influential people.
Yeah.
And it was amazing sometimes as a kid to look up and see a statue of like Richard Petty. He's earned his kingsmanship.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because he's a first class act.
Right.
He always has been from day one.
Right.
And
giving back,
It's
too.
It's great that the sport has a leadership like him
Yeah.
through the years. And but my hero, of course, is the no neck, Cale Yarborough. Tough. I mean, hey, Golden Gloves boxer. Ask the Allison brothers; they'll tell you.
Right.
1979.
There you go.
Don't hit me again. You did knock me out one time, and I'm gonna get you back. And I'll never forget Ken Squire and what a great commentator.
absolutely.
And at Daytona, 1979, in the Busch car, and on the last lap, no, it was caution flag, and Ken Squire come on. It was the first time they had the in-car camera,
Really?
and they put it in Cale Yarborough's car.
What year was that? 80?
1979.
79, first time.
And
Oh.
so they put it in his car, and they're like, excuse me. So they ask Cale, says, "What's your next move?" And he told them the truth. He didn't backwash anything. He says, I think I'm gonna make my move on the backstretch over there and slingshot him on the backstretch."
Really?
And he did that, and exactly what he said he was going to do, except Donnie Allison drove him off the track.
Oh, man.
And so he said, "To hell with the Daytona 500," and he took and slammed him up in the wall, and then got up and kicked his butt. And his brother wanted a little bit of it. Bobby wanted a little bit of it, and so he stopped. And so Cale grabbed Bobby's helmet
Oh, man.
and then took his left leg and put it up in Donnie's neck. And
Back when racing was racing.
and the pit crew couldn't come and help Cale because Daytona was that about 2 miles over there running. But I knew Cale personally. I knew Junior Johnson personally, and all the crew
Yeah, you
members.
told me some stories,
Even
yeah.
Junior's first wife, Flossie. Johnson,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
They were so down home, nice people.
Yeah.
And we were coming up 58 one time, and Cale would lap the field 4 times at Martinsville and won it. God. And he would give me all the hats. He'd give me his hat off his head and sign the bill of it.
Man.
And give it to me. And I had souvenirs out to the at the back of the truck, you know.
Yeah.
When they let all the people in.
Oh, wow.
But what you were getting to a while ago about the
youngest crew member.
Crew member.
We gotta find that video.
Yeah,
I mean, you've talked
I've been
about it
trying
before,
to Google it and
but
find it, but I can't find it.
It ain't on there.
Dover.
It's got to be some
But
video
it
somewhere.
was at Dover, I think 77 or 78, and he comes to the motorhome we're in. We drive it to Dover to the race, and he comes in the motorhome. He says, such and such didn't show up today to give Cale his energy gum and his water and his wet rag to flip over in his lap.
Yeah.
And
this is your dad?
Yeah, and he said, put this suit on. You know, crew member
And
suit.
you're 14 years old.
I'm 14 years old, and so I'm standing on the wall.
At Dover. And this is Dover, Pennsylvania, right? Is Dover, Pennsylvania?
No, Dover's Delaware.
Delaware. Okay, yeah, Delaware. Yeah. Sorry, see, I don't know.
So, I give him his energy gum and water and flip a rag over and pull the rack out, And
wow.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
I'm 14 going on
years old.
50.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man, what a trip.
Yeah, let's go to bars, Daddy.
Yeah.
We'll have one.
What a trip, man.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I just, back in the day,
Didn't think
you had to be
of it.
a certain age just to get in the pits.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, have a NASCAR license. And he slid me in. He slid me in.
That's your dad, right?
Yeah, and Junior. I mean, Junior was. NASCAR gonna come up to Junior's, back in the day and say,
Even that.
But I did have a mustache, so maybe I look, older than what I did. But those britches was too big that I put on that guy wore. But I didn't fail, I didn't mess up. That's the only thing. I didn't mess up. Because, they were the fastest pit crew there back in the day.
Really?
They changed the engine out like in 15 minutes.
Really?
They set a world record. I think if you look that
Dang,
up, Junior, my dad's team, Junior and my dad's,
Yeah. 15 minutes?
15 minutes.
Change oil.
Yeah,
change the.
And I do like what you said.
engine
You
out.
know,
Good Lord.
it was Jeff Gordon, that era right there that really changed the sport.
24.
Before Jeff Gordon's time, there was racers that they knew how to work on the cars themselves. They knew what the car needed. And then Jeff Gordon came along, and it was all of a sudden the driver, and that's all he was labeled.
Yeah.
Before they were racers. They worked on the cars. They, changed tires if they had to. There's video of Earnhardt going down the pit stall, wiping his own window.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Getting out of his seatbelt, getting out
While it was
there.
still rolling around
While it
the
was
track.
still going around the track, he's sitting there washing
Yeah, they
his own
changed the
window.
rule book after that. You can't leave your seat.
You can't leave your seat no more. But back then they called them racers because they were racing. They were working on the cars, welding, doing everything. And then when Gordon came along, and 90, 92, 90, somewhere in that era, 92, somewhere early 90s, they all became drivers, and that's all they knew how to do from that moment on was to drive.
But I did meet Earnhardt.
Yeah.
And I was playing around in the pits. I mean, the infield of Martinsville.
Throwing football with Kyle Petty.
I was throwing football with Kyle Petty and some other kids.
I love it.
Right.
And in the interior at Martinsville Speedway, when you could have campers and
different.
cars
Right.
in the interior.
Yeah.
And so we were throwing football, messing around. I knew it was Kyle Petty I was throwing with, but I had my dad's Winston Cup jacket on that said Charlie, and throwing football, and this guy's hollering, Charlie, hey, Charlie. And I knew it was my dad's name. And I look over, and it's Earnhardt. And I said, oh, he's calling me Charlie.
Right.
He said, help me with this van right here. Him and Teresa was going to leave the race early because the number 2 Wrangler car spun out. Something happened to it. And so I went over there, and I helped Earnhardt move this G-van, conversion van.
Yeah.
And it was pretty heavy. And he said, appreciate your help there, Charlie. And I never told him any different. You know what I'm talking about? But he had a TA Trans Am in the back of,
Really?
And so he jumped in that, and guess what happened next? They called a caution for him to get out of the track.
Pulled out of Martinsville.
To go home early.
Before you used to, right, there used to be
we got a Earnhardt caution over here.
there used to be a gate.
Turn 4.
There used to be a gate at turn 4 that let you out of the track. And you had to be somebody for them to do that, but
No, as
Earnhardt. So
He was.
right,
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
they're not going to do that for. Now they got a tunnel that goes down
Really?
under the track that you drive through.
Wow. Ain't that something?
They've come a long way.
Now, I remember him driving the Wrangler. What year was that? It's like number 2 Wrangler. It was probably early 80s or something.
That was probably, in the 80s.
in the early 80s. there.
Early, yeah.
That's when my dad got me really into
I don't
racing.
think
I was
it was-
watching Harry Gant, Carrie Yarborough. How you say
Right,
Carrie Yarborough?
the Bandit car.
Yeah, the
Harry
Bandit.
Grant, that was
Yeah.
my favorite car as a kid at 33.
Right.
know,
The Wrangler.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I
Hal
was.
Needham was a director in Hollywood, and Burt Reynolds owned that car. A lot of people don't know
Really?
Burt Reynolds and Hal Needham owned that number 33.
Really?
Yes, they
Huh.
did. I've got a picture in my store with their autograph
Dang.
with Miss Hurst.
Man.
You remember Miss Hurst?
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember the
Oldsmobile?
name. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be down there.
442.
I'm gonna be down there
Wow.
buying stuff off his top shelf.
Right.
Right. You know I can't afford
Right.
that top shelf stuff.
But I never forget one time, my mom would say, go out there and hide in the car. Your daddy's going to Daytona. Go hide in the car. She'd put us up to it.
Yeah,
we get in the back seat and hide. He'd get about halfway down the road to the airport. I'd be damned.
He'll be down there. He'll be down there in the land. I go, what the heck?
I'm going to kick your hello. But anyway, so I had to be 18 or 19 before he took me to Daytona for
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
And my dad had a way of embarrassing me. Anywhere we went, I don't care where we went. I mean, he was loud. You know what I'm talking about? He wanted everybody to know he was in a room. And so we go in the pit area in Daytona. I think it was 1986 or 87.
Oh, wow. Man.
And so he walks up to his all-time favorite person, Harry Hyde. The smartest man in racing. You remember Harry Hogg in the Days of Thunder?
Yeah.
That's who he was based on, Harry Hyde.
Really, Harry
Which was
Hyde.
Tim Richmond's crew chief.
Oh, wow.
In the 25 Folgers car.
Wow.
Okay, so he walks up to Harry Hyde and he said, what's going on, Harry? He said, we can't get the car to handle on the bottom. And, they'd kicked Tim Richmond out of the car that year because they didn't know what was going on with him. And
He had
put
AIDS.
Ken Schrader. Put Ken
what?
Schrader.
The AIDS.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Caught it from Martinsville area.
Really?
Really?
Yep. Sure
I
did.
didn't know that.
Yep.
He was all over, man. He was Mr.
He was all over, but
Mr. Hollywood excitement. wasn't he?
And-
was all
and
over.
That's strange. And if you think about that, he was all over, Mr. Hollywood, Mr. All Over, but caught it here in Martinsville.
Ain't that
Really?
something?
Yep.
Wow.
That's
Huh.
crazy.
But anyway,
is.
and so Harry tells him he can't get the car to handle on the bottom. So my daddy said, take the fender wells and shave them down. I walk off with embarrassment. I'm like, he's telling the greatest crew chief in
Right,
history,
how to
the
do it.
smartest man in racing, how to set a car up. I'm like, oh
But that's
my
how
God.
old men are.
So listen
I
to
bet
this.
He did.
So Harry Hyde hollered over and said, get the shavers and bring them over here. And they shaved the that's before they had templates to put on a car.
Huh.
And so they shaved those fender wells down, and the circumference of the tire went underneath that.
Underneath that,
and
set
see,
up
the
over
car
it.
was baffling before. It was baffling
yeah.
going in the corner at 200 mile an hour. So you're going to lose speed and
Right. Yeah, if it's
and so
moving.
you have to get out of it. And so when he told them to shave it down, and they tightened it down even more, and it went over that wheel, housing went up in there, and the wind just went, the draft just went right past it. Put it on a pole.
Wow.
Put it on a pole right after that.
Wow.
Yeah. My dad learned something from Junior Johnson.
Yeah.
Being around him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because Junior knew all the tricks.
Man, time flies. She just gave me the finger. I want to hear some more stories. You're going to have to come back, brother.
I got plenty of stories.
Man, I know you do.
What I've told you.
I know you've told me quite a few.
Well, you come back
and
and
I know
do it
there's
anytime
more. Man,
you
please.
want to.
Well, it took us a month to get this guy out here.
And if you're from around here,
I'm
go
such a
up to
busy
him.
man.
You are.
Get some
you are
hot
a busy
dogs.
man.
Get some hot dogs
I'll bring
off
some hot
of
dogs.
them.
Yeah,
Man, gotta bring us some dogs.
yeah. I'll bring you a
stop
bag of
getting
dogs.
with that chili.
Bag of dogs.
I will. I'll bring you a bag of dogs.
Well, I
Everybody
appreciate
here.
Yeah.
Lewis like hot dogs.
Todd.
Yeah,
Lewis Romero.
Lewis, he'll eat them. Hey,
He might. He'll eat them.
Todd,
He'll eat them.
very much.
But thank you
And
again for
where'd
coming
she
out
go?
here. We definitely want you to come out. Heidi.
Heidi, come on, girl.
I'd shake your paw, girl, but you chilling now.
Heidi,
Oh,
thank
there
you
she
for
is.
having us.
Yes. Heidi,
came
thank
out.
you. Stretch it on out, girl.
If we could get a face, come on.
Man.
Heidi,
Right.
look up at the
Yeah, she ain't
camera.
going to look.
No.
Just give her a kiss. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, Todd. Man, we greatly appreciate you. Definitely want to have you back because I want to hear some more of the stories.
It
I
was a
know
lot of fun.
you told me some stuff.
It was
And,
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I love old stories. And
I do too,
tales
brother.
and-
I do too.
But all of them are true,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I want to hear more about Martinsville, Virginia. I love it. I love
It's
it.
got a lot of history to it.
It
that
does.
Track,
It
that
does.
track is responsible for a lot of the
Yes.
things that
Absolutely.
go on here. It's just great.
Absolutely.
To still have it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
still
yes.
have it. That's
so
amazing.
thankful. Reed's Grocery. Y'all visited. Spencer.
Get your
Right on
hot
58.
dog.
Get your hot dog.
Get you some gas.
Get you some gas.
Get you some PBR.
Visit Heidi. She'd
All
love
right.
to have you.